You can see the Disney Wonder is definitely a looker from the outside, but just wait till you see what it looks like on the inside. I'm Audra Stafford, and coming up on California Life, I'll show it to you.
Hello everyone, I'm Heather Dawson, and as always, it's a pleasure bringing you the best of California every week on our show. So let's start off the show with a quick look at the best headlines throughout the state. Well, temperatures reached record highs in the last few weeks, but one California city kept its cool. Cloverdale, the wine country town north of San Francisco, was ranked as one of America's coolest small towns, thanks to the area's more than 156 local wineries and laid-back attitude. Well, Alameda is another small town getting some big buzz. Travel and Leisure listed it as one of America's coolest suburbs. Worth a visit, and it's easy to see why. With its views of the San Francisco Bay Bridge, its pristine beaches and Victorian homes, it's the perfect spot for a little R&R. Well, Scripps College in Claremont and Stanford University in Palo Alto have earned top honors from Forbes, ranking among the 5 most beautiful college campuses in the world. And Big Sur has always been known for its beautiful coastal views, but now it's been awarded one of America's foodiest towns. Bon Appetit has honored its award-winning local cuisine.
The Disney Wonder is pretty impressive just sitting here at the dock in San Diego, but believe me, it's even more impressive once you get on board. After nearly 2 decades at sea, the Disney Wonder is looking better than ever.
Practically nothing has been untouched, just like a brand new ship.
In late 2016, the ship underwent an extensive overhaul in Spain. And in addition to a fresh coat of paint, inside and out, lots of new features were added for guests of all ages. What did it take to get all of this done in such a short amount of time?
55 days of work in a dry dock facility, and I think you can see quite clearly the changes we've made to a perfect ship.
Those changes include the addition of a water slide and interactive splash zones. Kids will also love the new Marvel Superhero Academy. This space is so cool. What kinds of things do you have in here?
We have lots of programs that teach kids how to be superheroes. So we have Captain America teaching some stuff. We have Black Widow teaching some stuff. We also have Spider-Man that's going to teach a few things, not just about being strong, but about how strong you are on the inside.
Inside the Oceaneer Club, you'll also find Frozen Adventures.
We're going to create a flurry big enough for Olaf.
Club Disney Junior.
Everyone shout out your stethoscopes.
And Andy's Room, a Toy Story themed play area.
This is have a good time, be a kid, make a noise, make a mess, stay up late. And what's wonderful is the kids never want to leave.
While the kids are kicking back and having fun, the grown-ups can enjoy the all-new adult district.
It's all part of after hours. We have Cadillac, which is like our piano bar, where you can have handcraft cocktails. We have Azure, which is our nightclub. But of course, with this place, the Crown and Fin is our authentic English-style pub.
I know you've got games going on in here, and
we have
of course,
games,
cool
TV,
drinks.
sports, and of course we have a handcraft cocktail and of course a selection of different brews.
There's also a wide selection of dining options aboard the Disney Wonder.
One of them is the Tritons, which is Ariel is the host, followed by Anime's Palette, which is our signature restaurant that offers 2 different type of dining experience, and Tiana's, of course, our newest entertainment and the food combined together, festive, lots of fun for every member of your family.
Something else that's fun for the whole family and that Disney Cruise Line offers on all of its ships, original Broadway-style shows like Frozen, a musical spectacular.
This one is absolutely unique to the Disney Wonder. We have the most incredible creative team.
Not to mention an incredibly talented cast, as well as amazing costumes, sets, special effects, and puppets.
Reindeers are better than people.
all of the creative team worked together to try to create a really unique style of puppet. A style where it was hard, really, sometimes to tell the difference between where the performer stopped and where the puppet started.
From the top-notch entertainment to the special spaces for adults and kids, it's no wonder Disney Cruise Line is consistently ranked the #1 cruise line for families.
It really is something for everybody.
Bringing you the best aboard the Disney Wonder, I'm Audra Stafford for California Life.
With its gorgeous mountain backdrop and resort-like qualities, Palm Springs is known as a vacation destination for many. But what you may not know about this desert rose town is that it's also known for its sustainability. Giveaways, barbecue, face painting, pet adoptions, and stilt walkers drew crowds in the thousands from more than 30 different communities within the city of Palm Springs for the 5th annual Palm Springs Community Picnic at Ruth Hardy Park.
Every time they do this, it's great. Ruth Hardy is the place to have it, I think, and the entertainment is always fun, the food is always great. People are just in a very fun and festive mood.
I think it's really spectacular that all these neighborhoods have gathered together and to help with the environment and just get to know each other.
I think the turnout today is amazing. I mean, it just shows how much people care about this sort of thing.
Palm Springs as a city is known nationally for their healthy city initiatives and progressive sustainability efforts. At the picnic, the Sustainability Commission set up shop to meet, greet, and continue efforts to educate and unite communities.
It's really just kind of our place to be able to talk to the citizens, especially in neighborhoods, about how we partner with them, things that are available for them. We have desert landscaping incentives, we have anything that you want to know about green and sustainable practices.
In efforts to raise awareness for water conservation, at the picnic, volunteers handed out free reusable bags and water bottles in exchange for filling out a questionnaire and water conservation pledge.
And one of the easiest ways to conserve is simply by tapping it. Cheers.
The Tap It program encourages creating less waste by trading in plastic water bottles for reusable ones to be filled with tap water. To find out more about the sustainability practices in Palm Springs, residents can visit yoursustainablecity.com. Bringing you the best of Palm Springs from Ruth Hardy Park, I'm Conchetta DeLuca with Sustainable Palm Springs.
The latest installment of the Pirates of the Caribbean series is now in theaters. Coming up, I'll have a look behind the scenes of Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Well, it looked like Oscar night all over again when designer-clad celebrities came out in Los Angeles to celebrate the arts. California Life's Christina Irwin has the details.
Thanks, Heather. Well, the stars walked the red carpet this past weekend to celebrate the opening of a new pavilion at the Los Angeles County Museum of Art. The mask-adorned crowd enjoyed food, art, and a very special performance by Christina Aguilera. The event kicked off with a very high note.
I have a huge appreciation and love for the arts.
Art collectors and celebs crowded under a Venetian-themed marquee to honor Linda and Stuart Resnick, the namesakes behind the museum's new exhibition pavilion.
You know, the LACMA is kind of the epicenter of art in this city, and it's what has really elevated Los Angeles.
It's a wonderful way to expand your heart and your mind and spend time with your family or your friends, and we're really lucky that art continues to be fostered.
While the guests were granted a behind-the-scenes look into LACMA's newest attraction, celebs mused about the educational benefit of being exposed to art at a young age.
The memories that you have as a kid, like going to different museums, and I remember coming here, I definitely think it's really important.
LACMA is dedicated to collecting works of art that cater to the city's eclectic population. Guest of honor Linda Resnick says events like the Benefit Gala keep the arts alive.
All the arts have to remain. It's really important because when the arts go away, society can crumble.
Reporting in Los Angeles, I'm Christina Irwin for California Life. I really enjoyed going to the event, and this exhibit will be open for the rest of the year.
California is famous for its fabulous weather. But it's not always 75 and sunny.
You have to think about storms, flooding, mudslides, wildfires, earthquakes.
Which is why it's important to be prepared.
It can be really scary, and whether you have fires or you have flooding, storms can knock out power, and sometimes you can be without power for hours, days, or weeks. I mean, if it's a really bad storm.
Certified broadcast meteorologist Cheryl Nelson recommends investing in a standby generator like the Cummins Quiet Connect series.
It's quiet and it's compact, so it's not going to bother your neighbors with noise, which is a good thing. A professional comes to your house and they install it for you. It hooks right up and then it turns on the second the power goes out, and it stays on for the duration of that power outage. You can also program it to power what you need. And finally, there's an app. You can monitor the generator from your smartphone too.
But don't just rely on your phone in case of emergency. Talk to your family ahead of time and come up with a plan.
Have a meeting place if you get separated, and have that disaster kit.
Complete with a flashlight and batteries, a NOAA weather radio, a first aid kit with at least a 2-week supply of medications, and a flash drive with any important personal information like medical or insurance records.
And you want water, bottled water, at least 1 gallon per person for at least 3 days. Also, non-perishable foods like canned goods and granola bars.
If you have a pet, make sure you have food, water, and a plan for it too.
Have your pet microchipped and have a picture of you and your pet together to prove ownership if you ever get separated.
In addition to your home, Nelson suggests keeping a kit in your car and one at your office, and be sure to keep them up to date.
It's kind of like changing your batteries in your smoke detector with daylight savings time. Is 1 to 2 times a year. Is just go through your bag. If anything's expired, like batteries, food, water, take it out and replace it.
So you'll be ready if and when disaster strikes. Bringing you the best of California, I'm Audra Stafford for California Life. The latest installment of the Pirates of the Caribbean series is now in theaters. Coming up, I'll have a look behind the scenes of Dead Men Tell No Tales. Calling all Pirates of the Caribbean fans, Captain Jack is back at the box office in what could be his final adventure on the high seas.
The dead have taken command of the sea. They're searching for Blur, a girl, and a sparrow.
I have heard stories of a mighty Spanish captain who's hunted and killed thousands of men.
No, men, no. Pirates. Pirates.
I think what we've done here is come up with new angles, new surprises.
And in this 5th installment of the famous franchise, some new characters.
Find Sparrow for me and relay a message from Capitan Salazar.
There is a point in the story where I can relate to him. I can understand his mentality. Of course he's the villain, but also we can find empathy for him.
Where is she? Where is she?
Javier Bardem says he had high expectations when he accepted the role because wife Penelope Cruz had such a positive experience on Pirates 4. And he wasn't disappointed.
I love you. Let me give you a hug. I love you, my brother. See you soon. I knew it was going to be a great experience.
Fellow newcomer Brenton Thwaites was also thrilled to be part of the cast.
Help me! Help! Karina! Shooting the film was so exciting. There was something huge happening every day, so it had an energy and a force behind it that I never really experienced before.
He says working alongside Johnny Depp was another plus.
I'm looking for a pirate, Captain Jack Sparrow.
Well, today is your lucky day. Because I just happen to be Captain Jack Sparrow.
I've been a fan of his work since I was a kid, and studied his movies in acting school, and I admire him as a guy. And to work with him, especially opposite Jack Sparrow, was a dream come true. Do we even have a ship? A crew? Pants?
A great pirate does not require such intricacy.
He is able to get away with things that we'd love to be able to get away with. There's a real safety in playing him for me. It doesn't matter what anybody asks me. I can always answer back quite quickly.
With the same humor that helped to propel the first 4 films to the top of the box office.
You can get a family together to watch this.
I'm not looking for trouble.
What a horrible way to live.
It's not a boys' film or a girls' film. It's an everyone film.
Bringing you the best of entertainment, I'm Audra Stafford for California Live.
We all had digestive issues at some point in our life, but how do you know that those symptoms are not just something bad that you ate? I recently got to sit down with world-renowned NYU researcher Dr. Rasini Raj to find out how to read those symptoms and also how to eat a bit better.
One of the most kind of startling advances in medicine in the last decade or two has really been the whole idea of the microbiome and how our bacteria in our body, and specifically in our gut, really dictate so much of what's going on in our bodies, even beyond the GI tract. But what I think is even more fascinating is the connection between different gut flora and different bacteria and how it can affect things like overall body inflammation, even things like personality or anxiety or depression. You know, there's some really interesting studies coming out on the kind of far-flung effects of your bacteria and how what we do to that bacteria can really affect our overall health. So to me, that has been really a kind of a shift in the entire way we think about medicine, which that does not happen very often. I do think that technology and medical research is kind of growing at a very upward curve, and yeah, I think there will certainly be things that we have to deal with that our children or grandchildren won't.
But the question is, what do we do today until technology will solve all our problems?
One of the biggest misconceptions is while we often experience, occasional indigestion or stomach upset if we're overindulging with certain foods, that's not something that you should be living with frequently, or if it's a recurrent issue, it's not something that should be ignored. It is really something you should discuss with your doctor because these symptoms could be a sign of an underlying condition such as EPI. We're now learning that so much of your overall health is kind of determined or starts in the gut, so it is really important to pay attention to any kind of unusual symptoms, new symptoms, or recurrent or frequent symptoms, and seek attention for it.
How do we not get confused about the symptoms?
Well, there are definitely certain GI conditions, many of them really, where they sort of feel like this is normal for them. The symptoms that they're experiencing, they don't get medical attention or they don't investigate it. They go many years without getting the correct diagnosis. The pancreas, one of its jobs is to produce insulin, and that's what we call the endocrine function of the pancreas. But the exocrine function is these digestive enzymes. But it is true that people with diabetes and other conditions that can affect the pancreas, such as chronic pancreatitis or cystic fibrosis, they may be more likely to have a condition like EPI. Speak to your doctor. If you're having recurrent or frequent GI symptoms, talk to your doctor so they can do some investigations and really get to the bottom of the problem, because many of these GI conditions can be managed very effectively.
As barbecue season is here, what can we do to eat a bit healthier?
Barbecue season, where people are eating a lot of sometimes unhealthy foods, greasy foods, it's certainly a time where you may get a little indigestion. If you are feeling it more frequently, do talk to your doctor, be evaluated. But there are some overall tips that I can suggest. First of all, you don't want to go to one of these gatherings starving. So don't fast before you go to the feast. Make sure you do have some kind of healthy snack, something in your stomach before you go, because otherwise you are more likely to indulge in the unhealthy foods and ultimately not feel well.
If there's one thing that I took away from my conversation with Dr. Raj, it is don't procrastinate when it comes to your health. If you feel something is wrong, go see a doctor. For California Live, I'm Ron Jacobson in New York.
And that's it for us. If you missed any part of our show, go to our website, californialivehd.com. We'll see you next time.
Watch us on our YouTube channel. Stay connected to our social media, like our blogs on Facebook. Follow our tweets on Twitter. And check out our posts on Instagram and Pinterest, where we bring you the best of California.